think the same thing happened last week, and I've had zero problems when I was doing it on Monday and Tuesday. So anyway, I'm just going to keep going. There's not much I can do. I've got this thing on double redundancy, so I've done the best I can do at this stage. But anyway, so let's keep on going with this absolutely terrible piece of music that I'm making. Okay. Tell you what, my Stream Deck still hasn't come. I managed to get in touch with the shop. And it was a WhatsApp group I had to get on in order to get in touch with them. And they said they'd get back to me. And they still haven't gone back to me. I'm sure they're having a nightmare with the whole crisis and everything. So don't want to be too harsh. Right. Let's put that in, and I think I'm going to call that a splurge because I'm just getting really with it, and that's absolutely fine. So let's say this one is a. Let's call this Stream Deck missing, and it's in. And it's 81. So as I said, when you do a preset splurge, you've got to expect that a lot of it is just going to be or and other versions of that. But that's okay. We don't delete it. So I'm going to export that one, and we're going to do another. That's what's going to happen. And you know, even if, like, so I might come back to this and I might go, actually, this gives me an idea. Yeah. But even if it doesn't, like the fact that I have started with a random sound that I wouldn't have chosen anyway, and then I've kind of been forced to do something with it, that is exercising a muscle, exercising a certain muscle, which I call discovery. Particularly in the modern world, with all of the easy access to information, one of the things that I think every human being has to contend with on a daily basis is too much information and too much thought, essentially. Too much kind of thinking that we can come up with the right idea and then execute that idea, and then it's going to be but like that. I think we need to just relax a bit and let things happen and be okay with stuff being rubbish. Because then eventually we will we kind of allow ourselves to get to the good stuff. Okay. I mean, I don't know how much value, if this is rubbish, which I'm presuming it is, yeah. If this is rubbish, how much value is there in me trying to make this one good? I don't know. There could be some value in it. Might be. There would definitely be some value in it if I had an idea which I thought, actually, I know what could be great in this. What I'm going to do is X, Y, and Z. Yeah, then there would be a lot of value in working in this and trying to make it good. But in the absence of any other ideas, what would be the benefit? I mean, I suppose it would be more training. Yeah. So there is that benefit. But how about just go on to something else, which is what we're going to do now. So, actually, that's a good point. Can you see the live stream in here? It's interesting. So this is by the way, this is the LEAP program. And I've put a link to the live stream thing. The live stream thing over here. I just want to see what happens when you press play. I'm not going to see myself. Okay, it's a recording. I see. Anyway, so and this is the full LEAP program in case you're curious. It's quite a lot. So there's however many weeks. Coaching calls. That's one of the weeks with some demos and things that I have to do. Here's week 3, all the way down to week 8. Yeah. Anyway, so let's get rid of this. So another one. See what happens this time. Let's roll the dice. I usually start with Omnisphere as well because you get all kinds of things. You get all kinds of weird noises. Some of which are great, some of which are terrible. Let's go all the way down to the end. Ooh, tornado. All right. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm basically pretty much playing the first thing. I'm just going with the first thing I play. Let's go fast! Come on! I don't know how fast that actually. I'm a very inaccurate playing. A bit too fast. Alright, let's move this out. Really got to remember to do this, haven't I? Is 16 tracks too long for an album? Is what Rick is asking. Don't know. Depends on, like, that's up to you as the artist. Have you said what you want to say? There we go. have you said what you want to say on the album? At 10 tracks? If you have, then yes. If you haven't, then no. So, how many chapters is the right number of chapters for a novel? Don't know. Depends on the novel. Depends on what you want to say. Depends on the kind of writer you are. Depends on how long the tracks are. Okay. Is your cat looking at you now, Ro? Ro's saying, when the Omnisphere plays, my cat stops cleaning herself and stares at me. So Rick's saying, I just worry about overwhelming people with too many tracks. Well, if you think that it's too overwhelming, then that probably means it's too long. You know, Rick, you're the artist. You've got to make these decisions, I'm afraid. I know, it's frustrating and upsetting. But these are the decisions we must make. For me, the most tracks I've ever put on an album is 10. But that I'm not right about that. It's just what I've decided I want to do. Stop thinking about the shoulds, you know, stop thinking about the right way to do things and think about how you want to do them. Marcos! Marcos coming in from Periscope.
Hello, Periscope. We have our first Periscope watcher on now.
So Marcos is one of my mastermind members. Wonderful chap with a big smile. I don't think he'd mind me saying that. And we recently had a lot of fun. God, no, it says it's recent. We say recently, but it feels like 1,000 years ago, doesn't it, Marcos? That we were there in that room in Sydney at the live event that I put on. Like it's a different world. So we were out with, for one thing, we were all in the same room, and you know the other people in the room weren't my family. So yeah, so we were in this room, and you know I got them to make music, and you know we hung out, and yeah, it was a good time, and learned lots of stuff for 3 days. And that was the first time I met Marcus. And Marcus hails from New Zealand and is a rather wonderful DJ. So, you know, go and check. What is it? Squeaky Wheels. Yeah, Marcus is saying good times, game changer. Yeah, it was great times. Oh, the happy memories. So, and the pub. Yes, absolutely. And the pub. There was the pub. Alright, now I've got to twist these knobs randomly in order to do a preset splurge on the DFAM. So here we go again. This is probably going to sound absolutely atrocious, but let's see what we can do with it. Okay. Try not to look at them because I kind of know what they do, so I'm trying not to cheat. Alright. So Ro is saying, oh yeah, I've got to do this. Come on, Stream Deck. Come on, shop. I think I might just name you and shame you soon. It's Harvey Norman. Okay, you probably don't have that in most countries. Harvey Norman is a big electrical shop. Appliances mainly. They do mainly appliances. And yeah. So I ordered this thing. And to be fair, it was a lot cheaper there than anywhere else. So I ordered this Stream Deck. And I got a text message straight away, which is obviously an automated text message saying, we'll get in touch with you again when we have shipped your item. And then I've not heard anything else for over a week now. And so they're being a bit rubbish. But then I'm sure they're having an absolute shocker, as many businesses are as a result of this crisis. Anyway, so I don't want to be too hard on these people, you know. I'm sure there are more important things than my ability to push buttons and change my stream screens. Anyway, as I said in the previous stream, first world problems, eh? So. Well, that's quite good, isn't it? Right, so this is like randomness. Oh, I just got to start recording. As soon as my bum comes out like that. Oh no, the stream's gone again. That's right. As soon as my bum comes out like that, that means it's good. Or that I like it. So, I've got this detector in my ass. A funk detector in my ass. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2. Let's have it! Come on! Man, I love this machine. Man, I love you. I love you. I love you. It's such a great machine, that thing. Man, I mean, it might not be the... I mean, again, I'm not saying that this thing that I just did there was the most... I'm not saying that. It's just... What it is about it that just... It's just got this thing. It's just got this thing that is so much fun. It's unbelievable. And no, I'm not being paid by Moog. And what's that? Well, God, mind me, that was long. Surely not that long. Really? See, I totally lost time there. Right. There we go. Oh, come on, Michael. How long did you do that for? There we go. Right. I do actually know of at least one person who has bought the machine as a result of me banging on about it all the time. Well, maybe not only as a result of that, to be 100% fair, but now what I need to do is, because this is bugging me, I'm going to change this to 8th quantize. Oh, don't do that. Actually, I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to leave it. I don't care. It goes out of time. All right, but I'm just going to... It's a splurge. What the heck? Oh, hang on. Turn that one down so that we only get the sound. Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to go back to the piano in a minute. So just one sec. I'll be back there in a minute, okay? So... Hello, Georgie, or Georgie. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change that one last bit there. I am going to edit something. Yes, I know I'm not splurging right now. But... There. There you go. That'll be right now. Okay. Warren! Wow! Hello, Warren. Hi, Warren. Hadn't heard from you for a while. How the heck are you, old bean? It's from the fast start now finish fast days. Okay. Actually, I had a question. I'm going to answer that question. Someone was asking something. Frederick, thanks for sharing knowledge and information. No problem. Do you usually work in standing position, or is it on purpose for the video? It appears to me that it's way more proactive than working just sitting. I'll give it a try. Yes, it's not just for the video. It's partly encouraging me to use things. Yeah, because when you're sitting down, you're like, oh, I can't reach just over there. I can't be bothered. I'll just do it here instead. It's like, you get like that, you know. I'm sure we've all been there. I mean, I've really already got to do this thing. I really want to try this thing with the synth over there. But I just can't be bothered to reach over because I've been sitting here so long. Yeah, so that you avoid that, it kind of encourages you to. Yeah, so that's one reason. The other reason it's better for your back. Did you know whoever they are, those people, they say that sitting is the new smoking. Anyway, I don't know how true that is or anything, but I don't think it's a good idea to be sitting down all the time. So that's why I've got this stand-up desk. I do sit down sometimes, but it goes up and down, see? There's that. But then really the other reason is a kind of psychological one. I've noticed that I'm a kind of a different person when I'm sitting down. I mean, I know I'm not a different person. I'm still Mike Monday. But I'm a different version of Mike Monday when I'm sitting down. I'm a bit more like engaged when I'm standing up. And sort of up. I mean, literally up. And it kind of just keeps you literally on your toes. So yeah, I think if you've got the ability to make music standing up, then do it. But I mean, as I said, I don't always stand up. And I do always stand up because I haven't got a motorized keyboard stand. I don't know if they make those. I'm sure someone does. I haven't got one of those yet. So I always stand up to play anything in. But this goes up and down, as does this. This one's a one, and this one's a motorized one. So, but yeah, I would thoroughly recommend going. I would thoroughly recommend going on. Just trying different positions for standing. Trying different positions for making music. Okay, dirty minds. So, what are we doing? What am I doing now? I am making music. I'm splurging. Oh, that's right. Yes, okay. So, oops. That's not right. What am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? So that's number 2. There we go. So what I might just do is actually just have a little break from that. And just put that back in. All right. So this is already 3 minutes 40. Now let's listen to this. Why am I always in F minor? I always end up in F minor. I don't know why. Whoops. Headphones. Headphones. Headphones ahoy. Right. Yes, I know. I've had that too. Hang on. Whoa, headphones ahoy with microphone nightmare situation going on. Hang on. Excuse me. There we go. So, yes, please do, Frederick. Come back and let me know how it goes with the standing up and sitting down and dancing around method. Yes. So, hang on. What am I doing? Right. Okay. So, what I'm doing is I am coming up with some kind of piano thing. I might do a bit of an Alberti bass thing. This has become a bit of a feature of a lot of my music, and the Alberti bass is this kind of movement. And I need to change the screen, don't I? So that you can see what I'm doing. Boom. Okay. So. Okay. actually think I prefer F major. Ooh. Let's see what happens when I do that. The only problem... Oh, come on, stop. The only problem with all of this is I keep doing the same thing over and over again. And this is something I've really got to take the time to do some practice around and haven't managed to do. Oh man. So I'm almost sure... Oh, come on. Here we go. I'm almost sure that I'm going to reject it. I mean, I don't want to prejudge it, right? But I reckon I'll probably end up rejecting this because it's the same chord progression I've used 5,000 times. But you know, I think normal people, would probably try and do something different. But I'm not going to. Why, you ask? Why aren't you going to do something different if you're? Because I'm splurging, and if there is something about this, yeah, that I think actually that gives me an idea. If I just change the chord progression a bit, then I'll change it then. Yeah. So, because I could be here for ages, just trying different chord progressions, and I'll just end up. I know me, and I'll end up going down a rabbit hole of epic proportions and just trying this chord progression and that chord progression and the other chord progression, and then just going, I know, well, which one's better, and then just giving up and just never saving it or something. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go. So we've got things going on here, yeah. And what I might do actually is at this stage, I don't know whether you can hear my son upstairs playing the French horn. He's playing Nocturne. I'm playing the piano with him actually. Yeah, so how I'm going to sort out my playing the same thing over and over again problem is I've got a real book, you know, the jazz real book, and I've got a load of so I've got a load of chord progressions. I'm just start playing them and improvising around them so that I get different things into my hands, because I'm just doing my own head in right now. It's interesting. Is it must be a mono sound, well, not a mono, what's it called? You know, when it only plays one note, one of them sounds. Anyway. What did I play then? That's weird. Why did that go on there? Oh. Strange. Anyway. to worry. It's a bit fun, isn't it? Anyway. So, has anybody got any questions or any issues or any challenges they're facing in their creative process right now that they would like some help with? And Rick, you are free to ask a question. But if somebody else asks someone else, I'm going to go to them first because I've answered a lot of yours recently. But you are free to ask a question. Oops. There we go. Yes. When I'm not happy with the chord progression, I do... This is what Rob Warren is saying. When I'm not happy with the chord progression, I cut up the MIDI pattern and shuffle things around and I'm able to make a new idea out of it. Yes, I know that you can do that. The thing is, that's just too, like, for me, I'm like, I'd rather just make a load of stuff and then a good one will come. Yeah, because the chord progression might not be the thing that I use in this anyway. I might just go, actually, I'm going to get rid of that chord progression. Or I might actually go, actually, even though I've used it 1,000 times, I like it. It's good. Yeah. Or it might make me think, okay, I like that about it, but I don't like that about it. Yeah. I tend not to go into trying to make something I like at this stage. I just go with things the first time. Yeah. And then I think about what to do later. So at this stage, this is a splurge. This is the first. Things have moved on quite a lot since you did Mike Monday training, Warren. So yeah. So we're just moving forward rather than kind of moving backwards, if you like. There is method to the madness, though, Warren. But that's a good thing to do. Yes, absolutely. But I wouldn't do that in this session. Right, I think what this could do is... Oh no, hang on a minute. So we're preset splurging, aren't we? So what that means is... what I'm going to do is I'm going to just... I'd like to see what this sounds like with an ARP. So what I'm going to do is I am going to choose the ARP part. I'm going to choose the fact that it is an ARP. Yeah, so, and then I'm going to randomly choose an ARP sound. Okay. New Jersey. So let's see. Right, and basically the rule here is I've got to go with the first thing that comes. I am allowed to slightly edit the ARP if I need to. More the notes though, not more than the sound. Okay. What am I doing? This. Okie dokie. So it's something like that anyway. Okay. Bit quiet that. Oop. I was reading a thing. What was I reading? What was it? Oh yeah, it was Tools of Titans, the Tim Ferriss book, where he's, you know, with all of the interviews with various people. And you know, it's got loads of kind of little things that they say and the ways that they think, and that. And Mark Andreessen, the guy who did Netscape and now is like a big, you know, investor in startup investor, VC in Silicon Valley. He had this thing. He was talking about this thing, which is basically just onward. Yeah, don't like just forwards. Yeah, don't look back. Now, I don't 100% think that that's always the right thing to do. I think, you know, there is a value to looking back in some circumstances. So I think a good question, because he actually says, I never asked the question, if I knew what I knew now, what would I do differently? I never asked that question because I didn't know what I know now then. But actually, the value of that question is in not like wishing something different had happened. The value in that question is actually learning from the past to use in the future, right? So it's actually about the future, even though you are using the kind of conceit, if you like, or the idea, you know, you're kind of using your ability to think about the past and the future in order to come up with new ideas. Yeah. And so I think it's a useful question to ask, but in general, I'm very much of the onward mentality, certainly at this stage of the creative process. I'm moving forward rather than constantly referring back, or even stopping. I think there's a real value to that in general, which is why, you know, I'm doing it this way, which is like just going with what, you know, first idea, best idea, which isn't always the case, but it's just. I've got to play a piano part in here. I've just got to. See now, so here's a good example. Warren, listen up. It's a good example, right? So I left this chord progression in going, oh, I want to do this all the time. I'm really bored of this chord. I want to do things like this all the time. I'm really bored of this chord progression. Right, but now, just like 10 minutes later, or however long it's been, I'm now like, right? So my opinion is shifting all the time. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to like this in the future or not. I don't know whether I'm going to work on this in the future or not. It doesn't matter, because I've got loads of other ideas coming through. But it's like, which me is right? The one that has to do something now because I've just gone, that'd be really nice, yeah? Or the one who went, oh God, I'm just playing the same thing again. Which is the right me? Who is correct? We don't know. Which is why I tend to use the kind of mental trick, the little mental hack, or it's almost like a little rule or principle of go with the first idea, as certainly at the idea generation stage, as my kind of general principle. Just go with it, and don't worry about it. because you just never know, and you could be missing something, or you could be changing something that's already great, or you could, I mean, you just, yeah. So it's like, so anyway, right. So let's just get these. Yeah, and often the first idea is the best, even when we don't like it. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? The gut is a wonderful thing. I mean, I know my gut isn't so wonderful, but, you know, figuratively. I'm just going to leave that in, but I want to try that again. I want to play something else just because I enjoyed it. Now there's a good point, Ro. Ro says, I thought of you today when someone asked me, name a musical artist whose voice you love. What do you mean? I'm a musical artist whose voice you love? No, I'm only kidding. That's not what you mean. And I picked the first that came to mind. Ha! Mike Monday! I know that's not what you mean. It's okay. I'm not going to be offended. So, and pick the first that came to mind. Haha, seems small, but I'm an overthinker. It was great to just decide. All right. So, here's something for all overthinkers out there. Because if you are an overthinker and if you require tons of information before you make a decision, you're constantly gathering more information in order to make a decision, then you can actually train yourself out of this unfortunate way of behaving, but with very little danger to yourself, by just kind of thinking through any day, how many decisions do I have to make? Yeah. And just remembering the rule, just write, kind of like, I don't know, brand it on your brain. I'm going to go with the first thing that comes into my head every single time. I'm just going to go with the first thing that comes into my head. I'm going to go with the first thing that comes into my head. I'm going to go with, just keep on doing that every time. I mean, obviously you don't want to necessarily, although it is a valid way of doing it, of making massive life choices. But I noticed this when I was used to DJ at lots of clubs all over the world. And usually when it was not going so well and things were starting to get a bit, I would start second guessing myself and overthinking everything. I'd be like, okay, am I going to play this one? Oh no, I'm going to play the next one. And then I'd go through records, and then the record would be running down, and I'd be like, oh no, I know that one. No, not that one. And I would be like just second guessing myself and overthinking while the record ran down. And this is still a nightmare. I haven't DJed for years now. I've played in the club for years. This is a nightmare I still have, of like the record running down and not being able to find the record. And this actually happened. So what I did was I decided to try something different, because it was just getting to be a problem. I was like, okay, so what I'm going to do from now on, or actually at that point it wasn't from now on, so what I'm going to do for this next gig is I am going to go with the first idea that comes into my head for the next track. Yeah. And usually what that actually meant, and I'm just not going to second guess myself, I'm just going to literally, whatever pops in there while the track is playing, I'm going to play that. And then if another track after that comes into my head, I'm going to play that one. And it would just go like that, you know, and I would just follow it almost like slavishly. And sometimes there would be tracks that come into my head that I'd be like, this is a really bad idea. Why am I putting this on? But it was the rule, right? So I just followed this rule. And 9 times out of 10, the gig went off. It went like people went nuts, and they used to come up to me and go, why did you play? That was a really unusual track to play at that point. And it was because I was just like that. It was there was no thought. It was, I mean, there was a thought. It was more of a, I would notice the thought and I just went with it. And I mean, that was quite a high stakes situation to do it, but you can do it in other situations, like, oh God, what pair of socks am I going to wear today? Is it going to be my lucky socks or my unlucky socks? I'm sure you don't have those kind of decisions, but is it going to, what shirt am I going to wear? I'm just going to, and you just decide. And because your brain is plastic, it changes according to how you think. The more like low, there aren't very many bad repercussions. Those kinds of decisions that you make. What I'm going to have on my toast? Marmite. Or I'm going to, or peanut butter, which by the way isn't a condiment. But and if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the live stream from yesterday, which is in links. But anyway, so with those low stakes decisions, you will actually train yourself you'll train yourself into making super fast decisions. And honestly, if there was one feature of the people I've worked with who are doing, when I say doing the best in life, what I mean is that they're doing what they want. They're doing what they want with their lives. Okay, so that's my definition of success for this. Is what I've noticed about them is that they make fast decisions without all of the available information. They don't have all of the information required to make a good decision, but that is an important. The best decision is the fast decision. So, I was saying it was Peter Gabriel, but I pick you next time. Thanks. Mike Monday or Peter Gabriel. That's a really tricky one. So, let me try this again. That was a surprise. Gone to a bit of a reverie there. Right, so there we. Oh man, I keep doing that. All right. So now we're at the final stage. So I'm just going to leave that like that. So something else that I do when creating ideas. Okay. And this is a little tip, and this is kind of a quality thing, but you're just bearing it in mind. It's an intention that you're hang on a minute. Yeah, so that you are bearing in mind while splurging. Yeah, so it's not something that you kind of like. Oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to finish until I get this right. What is correct? What should I do? None of that kind of stuff. It's just something to bear in mind. Okay, is that. So this is the first thing I played. Yeah. So what that is a little motif. Yeah. And when I was playing some of these ones, I don't know whether I actually did it. That's just really chords. But when I came back to this, so if you listen to that motif, yeah. Can you hear in this part here how I'm echoing that motif? Later on a bit. So, I mean, it's quite far away from it, but it is in there. Yeah. So, in other words, what I'm paying attention to when I'm playing the parts and when I'm thinking about the parts is I'm not really paying attention to it. The intention that I've got is to go with that first idea in more ways than just, it's like I don't just go the first idea and then try and find something random. I am bearing that kind of first idea in mind, because really this, I mean, that's been used 1,000 times in all kinds of different pieces of music. That is a little motif that we can use in lots of different ways. And it just makes all of the music kind of have a thing and sit together. So, there we go. That is going to be the end of my live stream for today. This I am going to save as kind of call it Unlock Your Socks. And it's in F again. F minor, F major. There's at 160. Right. Save that in the Splurge, and then I'm going to bounce him out. Get someone crashing around upstairs. Okay, there we go. And that is my splurge, couple of splurges for today. So I'm going to be back same time tomorrow, same place, and I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing tomorrow. Maybe I've got to get something done, and so I may well be working on a track that I've got to get a mix done on it. So I might be doing that. I'm not sure. It depends how tomorrow goes. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Well, my 2 o'clock tomorrow, same time. So until then, I hope you found this useful and somewhat entertaining. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay sanitized, and onwards and upwards.